Hello everyone, welcome to Rockshire Gaming. My name is Eric. CMON had their second live stream today going over all the reveals and everything for the last week of DC Superheroes United, but we are just going to look today on day 9 and 10 of the campaign and see all the new reveals since the Green Lantern Corps expansion and see the new stuff that has come out since then. So let's go ahead and move right into the updates and check out all the new reveals. All right, so we are going to go ahead and dive into the current totals right now. We are at $1,236,157. That is as of 11:11 p.m. on the 19th, so the very end of day 10. Probably not going to see this video until sometime in the afternoon on day 11, technically, but this is only going to cover the day 10 stuff. So just letting you know right now, if anything gets uh, announced after the goals we're talking about in this video, they're not going to be in this video. So there is that. Just got a lot of things I got to get done in the morning that I can't stay up tonight too late to edit the video. Recording's fine, but editing, not so much. But yeah, anyway, so we got that much money right now raised, 7,477 backers with 11 days left in the campaign. We do go down a little bit. You can see right here, there were a lot of people following the project. Now, again, there's a ton of projects on Gamefound and Kickstarter that I have followed but never pledged to. But there was 22,000 people who are following the campaign right now. And I don't know who all is just going to be doing late pledge through GameFound. I don't know how many people are waiting for the all in to go through, but that is an interesting number right there. I have no idea those numbers on the other campaigns because I don't think they showed that, but that is what we are looking at right now. So we're just going to go ahead and jump into technically still day 8 in the campaign. So we're technically going back to the 17th because after I filmed and did everything with the last video, I believe this was the last thing to get announced. It was at 11:32 p.m. So I think it was after I recorded while I was in the middle of editing that video. And you can see here 717 Emotion of the Ocean Aquaman Family crowdfunding exclusive team deck. And I say team deck because there's only 2 people on the deck of cards. So the bond between husband and wife is as powerful as the sea. Heroes unite, slicing and dicing comes Katana. Katana was the last stretch goal. Katana um, was unlocked, like I said, at 11:30 at night on day 8. Again, this is a day 9 and 10 video, but unfortunately, yeah, I recorded a little earlier than I probably should have. When the stretch goal is unlocked, we will add to every pledge crowdfunding. So Aquaman family team deck, including 6 team cards and 1 reference card. So we got Aquaman family right here. I'm not going to read the cards necessarily, but you can definitely tell there's like some persistent effect cards. And then this one back here does have a persistent effect, and then it also has like what looks like a detrimental effect, because those are usually indicated by the like blackish gray background there. So the Aquaman family team deck is a unique one, as it is intended to be played in 2-player games using only Aquaman and Mera as the heroes. It reinforces the bond, teamwork, and hardships this royal Atlantean couple shares. The strong family bond allows the couple to draw cards from the storyline instead of from their deck, and their Atlantean heritage makes it easier for them to recharge the Trident of Poseidon. At home in the ocean, they are able to move to any location they want. A Mera Central Core secret facility allows them to not only uncover the next master plan card, but gain action tokens they need. However, this couple may need to deal with insurmountable grief, cutting them off from each other's symbols, or eventually just limiting their connection when they're not in a water location. So all that sounds pretty interesting, the way that is going to work. I just still find it funny that they decided to do just a 2-player thing with this because, again, well, yeah, like Aquaman family, when I think of Aquaman family, I do think of Aquaman, and I do think of like Aqualad more, probably because of the old like cartoons and stuff like that, like the pre Super Friends cartoons and stuff like that, like the Hanna-Barbera and everything like that. Mara, not necessarily so much in there. I do most of the Aquaman books I do own have her in them, so I don't know why I didn't think of that. But again, just like even with throwing Aqualad in there, still Aquaman family is only going to be 3 players. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not sure why they could have done something either getting in. Like I know there's like 2 different Aqualads in there that they could eventually announce and throw in here. Or they could have done, I think I saw someone in the comments mention something like that, but or have this be like a sidekicks theme deck that's more like generic, and do something where like you've got Aquaman and Mara, or Aquaman and Aqua Lad, having there were Flash and Team Flash, Flash and Kid Flash, or Flash and Impulse. Um, can have some stuff. Batman and Robin can have some stuff, or even Batman and Nightwing. That kind of thing, like a generic dynamic duo deck, if you will, or something like that. I think would have been a little bit better than just specifically making this about the Aquaman family with just those two. Even calling it like Royal Family or something else, that way people don't automatically think, well, I guess we're not getting Aqualad or Tempest or whoever later on in the this campaign or another campaign. That is kind of the tricky thing about doing these team decks now in a season one than to do them later on in a season two, because you never know what team members of which family or team are going to show up in later versions of the game. And so you're always going to have to essentially um, uh, update the roster card, so to speak, at the very least, to have people replace them every season if they do multiple seasons of this. Because yeah, like I say, like because even in like Marvel United season one, if they decided back then to do like an Avengers team deck, you would have to um, have a roster change later on and to add like Wolverine or whoever else to that deck once like X-Men and Multiverse and all that stuff came out. Now they could always just do like they did with the supervillain modes and put out PDFs for like season one to update that. But it's just like I said, having Aquaman family, just those two people, that to me was like a very weird choice. It'll probably play fine, play cool. I've played Marvel United plenty of times with just two people. I usually play with three people on the channel, but outside of that, I've played it with two people before. And yeah, that was just a little bit odd, but it is what it is. But that was the official last update for the 8th. So let's go ahead, or day 8. Let's go ahead and actually get to day 9. Black Mercy, we have right here the ruler of Warworld aims to conquer another world. We are going to be beginning with this one, Mongul. Now, this was, you can kind of look at this character here. Let's go to the main page. Let's get to him. I see somewhere on here. You're not going to see a silhouette or anything like that. Is he over here on this page? Yeah, like the way Darkseid looks, bald head, big guy, with headgear right here, and then you go over here to Mongol, like those silhouettes. This is why in my early predictions and everything, I was really hoping that it was Mongol and not Darkseid, because I was really still hoping for that like a big Darkseid apocalypse set to be out. But no, we didn't get that, and Mongol is right here. So let's go ahead and read what we get with him. We get a villain figure, dashboard, 12 master plan cards, and 6 threat cards. So standard deck right there. No extra tokens, anything like that. There is his miniature right there. Special rules: Mongol can't be dealt more than 2 damage on each turn. KO, draw a master plan card, add it face down to the storyline. Bam, deal 2 damage to one hero in his location, probably, then deal 2 damage to one hero somewhere else. No idea. Mongol is a merciless conqueror of worlds, and he will do anything to see his master plan through to conclusion. So I guess he's going to try to get to the end of the master plan deck. He attacks the heroes with cruelty, wailing at them repeatedly, even if there's only a single hero next to him, or using his chest cannon to strike from a distance once he's under pressure. When a hero is KO'd, Mongol advances his plot by playing face down master plan card. Meanwhile, heroes are never able to deal more than 2 damage against him at a time, and he has 6 to 8 damage depending on player count. So yeah, that is pretty cool with him. He does have a henchman, Draga, right here. Mongol's threats spread the Black Mercy alien plant around, paralyzing heroes with dreams of a perfect life so they're unable to use all their actions. When the location overflows, any hero close to it loses an equipment or all their action tokens. So if you're not playing with equipment, you're going to lose all your action tokens. Further slowing the heroes down is Mongol's henchman Draga. This powerful warrior can crush a lonely hero, but if he's outnumbered, he'll instead set them back by removing a thug or civilian token from an incomplete mission. So that's going to be bad right there. We don't see the Black Mercy plant right there. So yeah, that is pretty cool. I like Mongol. He's going to be pretty tough to deal with. Probably, like I said, getting through that master plan deck. He's basically just trying to run down to the end of the deck, doing as much damage as he can while you are basically stuck doing minimal damage to him. Like I said, minimum 3 turns on 3 to 4 turns, depending on player count, to take him out, or maximum 3. Yeah, maximum 3 to 4 player turns. So there you go with that. So that was on, let's go with the date here. That was middle of the afternoon on 7/18. So officially on day 9. And then we got this item right here, which is pretty cool. I'm not sure if I'm going to get it unless it's in the all in. But we got the painting compendium right here. So this was an add-on for day 8. Or no, day 9. I'm sorry. Did I? Yeah, day 9. And it's going to be 120 pages. They already said on the live stream today that it wasn't going to have every character in it. But this is pretty cool because it's a $30 book, and it's going to basically give you tips on how to paint the various figures. And this is done by Big Child Creatives, who are the people who, I guess, sculpted and painted all of the figures for this game. So $30 for Painting Companion add-on brings a hardcover book with 120 pages filled with around 120 pages filled with everything you need to know about painting DC superheroes. United Figures unveiled the ultimate graphic guide for DC Superheroes United fans and collectors, created by Big Child Creatives, a studio responsible for not only the sculpting of all the United. I already said that. The book is designed to give a visual showcase, allowing you to enjoy all the intricate details of every painted character in the project, whether you're looking to display your DC characters in a casual style or enhance your game nights with friends, or aiming for an official look similar to the one meticulously crafted by Big Child Creatives over the years. This guide will help you do that. Step-by-step illustrations is pretty cool. They do give you a little bit here, and I can't really do it on here, but I did blow it up on my phone. And they don't tell you on here um like what color, like they do, like they'll say like black or pink, or they just say like skin color, blue, that kind of thing. They don't tell you like if you're painting with Citadel, you use this. If you're painting with Vallejo, you do this. If you're painting with Army Painter, you do this, and every other 50 other ones. They're just going with like the most generic-ish colors possible. But they do show you, I believe, like right in here, they do show you like mixing guides and stuff like that, to do all of that, parts and all that stuff, how to do the gold over here, how to do the skin tone. So that's pretty cool, the way they do that. I like this a lot. Again, I'm not sure if I'm going to get it, just because a lot of different people have different styles and painting guides and stuff like that. This is going to be just one thing to do it. But as far as like an art book kind of thing to have, this would be pretty cool to do. And like I said, I'm curious if this is going to make the all in or not, or if there's going to have to be something that you're going to have to add on later. This would, if it's not part of the all in, I'd have to really make a decision. Let's just put it that way. But that is pretty cool nonetheless. If it's something that you are looking into, you're wanting to get into painting and all that kind of stuff. I haven't painted in, a year and a half at this point. I really need to get into some stuff and uh, practice and whatnot. Like I said, I keep saying on different videos that I've got a lot of different figures I want to paint for like possibly something to do here on the channel. So yeah, but yeah, if that's something you're interested in, I would definitely dive into that. And then that was the last thing. So basically at this point in the campaign, 1:15 in the afternoon, we were, like I said, we were waiting on Mongul to get unlocked. We have the painting compendium here that was kind of helping that, but didn't really push the numbers up through that day. And then this afternoon, today, we had the live stream, and this box right here was announced. We have Gotham City. This adds quite a few things to the game. We're going to jump into it right now. So I do like how they're going back and forth between team cities and like these like city, not team cities, these team boxes and city boxes. We already have the first box was Team Titans. The next expansion that was announced during the campaign last Friday was Metropolis. Then technically we got 2 team expansions, 1 team pack, 1 team expansion with Justice League or Justice Society and the Green Lantern Corps. But now we're back to city boxes right here with this one. So there was the trailer. Trailer was pretty cool. For it, there's the write up on it right there. Gotham City has long been known as a haven for crime and corruption, but from this darkness rose its greatest defenders, Batman and his extended Batman family, in their desperate fight for justice. Some of them may take things too far into villainous territory, but at the same time, even criminals may be inspired to act heroically from time to time. When the bat signal shines in the night sky, the heroes must unite to succumb to the darkness. So there's our box right there. We're going to have with us two hero figures. So we are getting Batgirl and Nightwing, and obviously from the box art and everything, we are getting the Barbara Gordon version of Batgirl. I did a prediction on this box. I called it Gotham Knights at the time. I did have Nightwing in there, but my guess was for Cassandra Cain to be the Batgirl in that. I was going to say Cassandra Nova. That's a whole different company. You can probably guess what I've been reading lately. But no, we've got the Barbara Gordon version of Batgirl, and we just have Nightwing. And according to these cards right here, it is just Nightwing. It's not like Nightwing, Dick Grayson, anything like that. So we do. This is the first. Is it the first dual character we've gotten technically? Hold on one sec. Let me consult with my spreadsheet and I'll come right back. Yeah, this is apparently the first time we've got a double character, meaning we've got Dick Grayson at the beginning of his career as Robin, and then we've got Dick Grayson later on in his career as Nightwing. So Dick Grayson, first character to have two models in the game. So that is pretty cool for him, but he's also a fictional character, so he doesn't care much about that. So anyway, so 2 figure cards, 24 hero cards, and 6 equipment cards. So we're going to go ahead and scroll down here. And then we also have another support character. We're getting Alfred Pennyworth with his 1 figure and his 1 support card. And then we get dual mode characters, which I do find it interesting that so far all the dual mode characters we have gotten in the game are from expansions. I know they talked during the live stream a little bit about like things with the licensor and stuff like that. And I feel like it was like, if they're doing dual mode, they're not doing dual mode to like, oh, hey, this character teamed up with this hero at one point a long time ago, and that's why we should do a dual mode, that kind of thing. They're basically saying if the character is inherently evil, it's going to be red. If the character is inherently always good, it's going to be blue, and that there's very few in betweens where, based on how the character is, they're going to have a dual mode character. With that said, we still have Apocalypse as a dual mode character in X-Men at different licenses. But anyway, so we're going to have 2 figures with 24 hero cards, 3 equipment cards, 2 villain dashboards, 24 master plan cards, and 12 total threat cards. It is definitely very fitting that Red Hood and Catwoman are going to be anti-heroes in this. Red Hood definitely has been an anti-hero ever since he has come back in the post-Hush DC universe. And then Catwoman's always been, especially more so since she's had her solo series and stuff like that since the 90s, definitely been more of like the anti-hero type thing, especially in even the more recent years and whatnot. So definitely have that. And then the one villain, again, I did call this for this Gotham box. We are getting Bane with his 1 figure dashboard, 12 master plan cards, 6 threat cards, and then we also get Bat Signal component here. We're getting 6 new locations, 2 challenge cards, and then we're going to get 5 Bat Signal cards to go along with the Bat Signal token. It doesn't say anywhere in here that we're getting an actual Bat Signal like miniature to move around. It's just going to be a token on the board. Hopefully hopefully Deceased comes out before this. So if you want to have an actual miniature, you can always take the Bat Signal that I believe we're getting there and apply it to here. So there is that. And then crowdfunding exclusive, if you are buying this through the crowdfunding campaign, we are going to get Batwoman, and we are getting Commissioner Gordon as another support character. So essentially, in my mind, the 4 characters that make the most sense for being support characters are now in the game. So we got Jimmy Olsen and Lois Lane, who are always out there doing stuff. I mean, both of them back in the day, like, I don't know if it was like the 50s and 60s or when it was, but I mean, they both had their own books, and they weren't like now where it's like a 12 or 24 issue like short run or whatever. These were like books that had like 100 something issues. Like it was nuts. But Gordon, former Batman himself, getting a support card as well. So let's go ahead. It's gonna be a $35 add-on. All these things are going to be in there, and then the Kickstarter exclusive stuff right there. So they're going to talk about these support characters first. Introduced in Metropolis Expansion, Gotham City also features its own support characters. These individuals may not be as powerful as superheroes, but they can still offer aid to their cause in smaller ways. They can easily be added. Okay, we're not going to go through all that. That's just talking about what support characters are. Let's go ahead and go down here to Alfred. I do like the way the sculpt looks right here. His special setup, Wayne Manor. Location must be in play. Plays Alfred there. So he's got to be there with Wayne Manor. He does have this tray right here. And I guess one of the things he does, and we'll hopefully see it here in a minute when we read the write-up. Actually, let's go ahead and read the write-up. Alfred, of course, starts the game in Wayne Manor location, which must be in play during their turn. Any hero may use a heroic action to summon Alfred to any location with a hero. Always ready to serve in any way he can, Alfred then literally offers them an action token on a silver platter, but beware if Alfred's location ever overflows, he is removed from the game. This blow deprives heroes of all their action tokens and may force for them to play their next turn randomly as they deal with their loss. Very poetic, seeing as what I guess happened to Alfred, and the fact that the villain is that comes in this box is the one that did that. That's kind of that's kind of messed up actually when you think about it. Alfred, though, the cool thing I guess is, I mean, at least they were showing it in the live stream, is that when the way he's got like the plate back there, like that silver platter and everything, apparently you can actually, I guess the way like there's like a notch right here and everything, you can actually place an action token on the platter and he'll actually hold it up. Again, I don't know if that's just for the cardboard ones or if the plastic ones that I hope they add to the game, and if they don't, I'll just use my Marvel ones. Um, the I hope the plastic ones, if they are going to do those, fit on there as well. But that is Alfred right there in his painted figure. So let's go ahead and see what else came with the box. All right, as we scroll down here, we got the heroes. Actually, we got the Barbara Gordon in her. Is this New 52? I can't remember what her early New 52 is. This is definitely the later New 52. New 52 / Rebirth costume that she had. Also, I'm pretty sure this is like her standard costume because I think the movie that never made it to theaters or anything, that that Batgirl used the same outfit. But we've got Barbara Gordon right there. She's got her martial arts training, gain 1 punch token, ignore the first damage you would take during the next villain turn. So that's pretty cool. And then we've got a bunch of other stuff. Looks like we got a hacker card right there, which calls back to her Oracle days, which is pretty cool. And then we've got 3 cards right here for her of a Bat Cycle. Using your turn, move, then turn this face down. She's also got a Batarang and whatever that other thing is back there. Batgirl is a hero that relies on a lot more on her brains than her brawn to take down her enemies. That's not to say she's not a formidable fighter, though, as her martial arts training grants her an attack token and the ability to evade damage. Meanwhile, her genius intellect allows her to use any action tokens as if they were a wild token, and her hacking skill grants her heroic token and the ability to deal with threats remotely or investigate the villain to uncover their master plan or even postpone it. Batgirl is decked with bat gadgets, including a Batarang to attack adjacent locations, bat rope to help her move or pull civilians with thugs to her location, and her trusty Bat Cycle to zoom around quickly. So that is pretty cool. There is her running pose figure right there, which apparently she's got bat clouds that come out of her boot. That's pretty cool. I do like that she is running on the ground more, so she's not up on the top of a gargoyle or anything like that. That's pretty cool. Right there. Then we got Nightwing jumping off of buildings right there with a persistent effect card. During each villain turn, you may turn face down one of your face-up cards in the storyline to ignore the first damage you would take. So that is pretty cool. He's got his Skimmer sticks. Looks like he's got a motorcycle and no idea what the other card is in the back. Let's go ahead and read and find out what it is. Dick Grayson has been through a lot since his days as Robin. As Nightwing, he is very resilient, being able to turn his cards face down in order to avoid damage, and an expert fighter, doubling up on attack actions. Lurking in the shadows, he can spy on the villain's master plan and use his tactical analysis to distribute action tokens among heroes. So that is pretty neat right there. Giving it kind of reminds me a little bit of like like the leadership for Captain America and stuff like that, where they give tokens off to other people. Nightwing learned from Batman to keep good arsenal of equipment. His wing cycle gets him quickly to where he needs to be. His Nightwing suit can redirect damage to other enemies in its location, and his Escamera sticks are perfectly suited to take down a lot of thugs. So basically, his suit is his equipment. Okay, that is pretty cool. Then we got dual mode character Selena Kyle Catwoman right there. I don't know if that's a new thing that her armpits are showing. Whatever. So there's that. There is her gargoyle to stand on. Master Thief. Take one equipment owned by another hero in your location. They gain one heroic token, or if you're in a location with any civilians, gain one token. So you're either giving somebody else a token but you're taking their equipment. Okay. Or if they don't have equipment, you're not using equipment, you can do the thing with the civilian instead. So that's pretty interesting. She does have her signature whip right there. Using your turn, punch in an adjacent location or move one thug civilian from an adjacent location to your location, then turn this face down. And then there's her villain stuff if you want to play old school right there. So let's go ahead and read up on her. Even as a hero, Catwoman is still a pretty shady character. She relies on her stealth, avoiding damage and negative effect tokens she would receive by redirecting them to other heroes around her instead. That tracks. She may even rob them blind of their equipment, which she can use herself, though she does leave them a heroic action token in return. Master of Disguise, she can hide among thugs to avoid damage, and her deception can even stun villains and henchmen. When there's a whip, there's a way, and Catwoman uses her equipment to strike an adjacent target or to pull thugs and civilians to her locations. That's pretty cool that she can use the equipment that she's basically stealing from the other heroes. Yeah, that's actually pretty pretty nifty. Pretty nifty there. As a villain, Catwoman is attempting to pull the ultimate heist. This turns into a literal game of cat and mouse, except the heroes are the cat and Catwoman is the mouse. As she advances on her plan track, whenever she manages to ban without a hero in her location to thwart her. I'll read that again. This turns into a literal game of cat and mouse as she advances on her plan track whenever she manages to ban without a hero in her location to thwart her. Okay, I got that. If she's thwarted, she does slash and whip all heroes around her. But that's the price for justice. When Catwoman becomes under pressure, she becomes really slippery, with most of her master plan having under pressure effects that make her move unpredictably, avoiding heroes in order to complete her heist. To make matters worse, her threats allow her to disguise herself among the thugs and civilians, a stealthy move out of a location occupied by heroes. So that is Catwoman right there. Anyway, Jason Hood. Jason Todd, the Red Hood, right here. No guns on him. Looks like he does have holsters. Those holsters can be dangerous. But anyway, so there is his villain figure with his cards, his all blades, and I'm assuming it's the suit again. And there's his villain stuff, Cheshire, El Flamingo, and Crime Doctor. As a hero, Red Hood is a ruthless vigilante, opening fire at enemies whenever they're near or far, and using the dim mock pressure point technique to stun any villain or henchman. He investigates the underworld to uncover and manipulate the villain's next master plan. Being immersed in the Lazarus Pit also gifted Red Hood with magic negation, allowing him to avoid crisis tokens villains might inflict on him. So nothing in here about Superboy Prime punching walls to get him out of the Lazarus Pit. I don't know what his backstory is anymore, because I know that was like a thing when he first came back, that it was tied into Infinite Crisis and Superboy Prime punching the walls of reality or something like that. And that's kind of how he woke up or something. I have to go back and read that, but yeah, that was the explanation for a lot of things being messed up, was punching walls. Well equipped for the job at hand, Red Hood's costume can absorb some damage, and his mystical all blades are perfect for mowing down a posse of henchmen. So yeah, his costume is going to be his other equipment there. As a villain, Red Hood takes his lethal methods of crime fighting too far, and it's up to the heroes to stop him before his vigilante track reaches the end. Red Hood might use the dim mock techniques to keep heroes from using their special effects, and his indiscriminate attacks target not only the heroes but also the henchmen and thugs in his location, increasing his vigilante track. The eclectic Rogues Gallery presents in the threat cards might be Red Hood's targets, but they are still a menace to the heroes. The heroes don't deal with them in their own way. They'll fall victim to Red Hood's vigilanteism. So he's going after his own guys at the same time. Can't see. Heroes lose if the track reaches 20. So he's got a 1 to 20 track over there that we can't really see that well. Among these criminals, Black Mask turns. Yeah, he's got Black Mask right there. Black Mask turns civilians and sets them against the heroes. Cheshire evades heroes and makes surprise attacks. Crime Doctor heals himself and other nearby henchmen, and El Flamingo fills the streets with thugs. These are a couple of the others that we better keep under wraps for now. There are a couple others, but we better keep under wraps for now. So I didn't read that before, so I wonder, there's his painted figure right there. I wonder, that could mean a couple of things. That could basically mean that, unlike Luther, with revealing all his cards essentially, I wonder if the other two characters are going to be characters in the game. Meaning that they'll probably release whoever the other two characters are, and then possibly as figures, and then tell us then that they are in Jason Todd's threat deck. Maybe, I don't know. So there's that, and then I wonder, because of the under wraps part of it, the wraps aspect of it, I wonder if the one of the other villains that's going to be in there is going to be Hush, which is going to be interesting because I'm still betting Hush is going to be the retail box that they've already announced is going to be coming out. They haven't announced that the Hush is going to be the retail box. They've announced that there is going to be a retail box coming out, but we don't know who or what that is going to be based off of. I'm still thinking Hush as the storyline. It would technically be the first storyline driven box or core box or whatever, but yeah, that will be interesting to see what happens there. And then we got villain Big Ol' Bane, real name unknown. We never actually know what Bane's real name was? Who knows? I'm not gonna worry about it. But there is Bane right there. Special rules: draw a master plan card and add it face down the storyline. So on a KO, so that's gonna be pretty interesting. Bane is a powerhouse of a villain. His master plan cards are constantly pumping himself up with his venom serum in the form of crisis tokens. His regular attacks already damage all heroes in his location, but if he's full of venom, he deals out damage all around him for each token he has. So that's going to be interesting, that he's basically going to be hitting more adjacent locations if he has a ton of crisis tokens on him. His health is prodigious, and to make matters worse, the healing venom may recover some of it when he's close to being defeated. He's got a lot of health. 2-player game, he's got 8. 3-player game, 10, and a 4-player game, he's got 11, and he looks like he can be pushed up past his, well, he can recover some of it when he's close to being defeated, but I don't know if he can go past his starting health. So we'll see how that goes. He's got a henchman, the White Rabbit. Bane's threats consist mostly of his gang, though thugs that must be defeated one by one, and that supply Bane with more venom tokens. He also has a couple of henchmen, including White Rabbit, who gets more thugs to follow her. So again, his henchman includes a couple of, he also has a couple of henchmen, including White Rabbit. So again, we got White Rabbit here, but we don't have anybody else. But it says he's going to have more than one henchman. So again, they're not showing everybody. They're not revealing certain characters, because again, I wonder if they're going to be adding those characters later on to the game, and they don't necessarily want to, especially with the Bat tie-ins. I'm wondering if they're just not wanting to spoil potential characters coming out. With that said, we've had other characters who, we've got Mongul over here. Are you telling me that Draga isn't going to be in the game? So let's come back over here to the Gotham box. There is Bane's figure right there. We do have 6 new locations: Wayne Manor, Crime Alley, the Narrows, Wayne Tower. No train going to it though. Gotham City Hall and Gotham Clock Tower. These were kind of interesting, from what I remember hearing on the live stream today. Locations of the set bring Gotham City to life in all of its dangers and heroism. If Gotham City Hall is dominated by thugs, it adds even more thugs around it. Otherwise, it can help heroes fight them. Wayne Manor is a safe place to recover. So that's probably the healing location. The Gotham City Clock Tower can delay the villain when missions are completed. All right. Where is it? Beating up thugs in the Narrows can reveal information about the next master plan card. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Crime Alley looks like it gains heroic tokens. Let's see. Wayne Tower offers attack tokens unless you're Batman, in which case it can fill you with heroics. Is that what that says? Yeah, if you're Batman. Okay, there you go. And then finally, Crime Alley offers heroic tokens to heroes, though Batman's visit only fills him with vengeance, costing him a card to gain a couple of attack tokens. Oh my gosh. It's just like a brooding teenager every time you go to Crime Alley. It's like, oh, my parents are dead. Oh, justice. I don't know. It's Batman. I don't know. So Bat Signal Challenge, new challenge mode to the game is probably going to be a normal and hard mode for it. Yeah, normal and a D for hard. Anyway, Gotham City is rife with criminal activity that doesn't take a break just because a specific villain is unveiling their master plan. When the bat signal shines in the sky, the heroes must turn their attention to new crises. When playing with the bat signal challenge, at the end of each villain turn, a new bat signal card is revealed unless one is already in play. Each of these 5 cards places the bat signal token in a location with specific characteristics, adds an ongoing effect to the game, and sets a condition the heroes must fulfill in order to discard the card and shut off the bat signal. Maybe a big robbery has taken place, forcing the heroes to take out all thugs in this location, or a specific threat becomes a priority, so no other threats can be cleared until the heroes have dealt with it. No situation is so bad that it can't get worse when the bat symbol looms over Gotham City's dark skies. Can't read what any of those actually say, so we're not even going to try. But that is pretty cool. And then because it is a Kickstarter exclusive expansion, we get 2 crowdfunding expansions. This is on Gamefound, not Kickstarter. We're going to get 2 crowdfunding exclusive characters. We got Batwoman, who apparently has the right costume coloring here. So let's go take a look at what she's got. She's got a ton of gadgets here. I think rivals. Yeah, she's got 6 here. So I think she rivals Batman in the number of equipment cards that she has. Batwoman is cunning as she is effective as a crime fighter. She combines acrobatics with martial arts to use moves and attacks interchangeably and to double the attacks she can perform. Her tactical analysis can shut down a villain's permanent master plan effect, and her indomitable will can keep her going even when she was supposed to be KO'd. Finally, she's decked out with bat gadgets, easily recharging them to get more use out of them. Batwoman's arsenal of equipment consists of her cryo baton that can stun henchmen, batarang thorns that can strike adjacent locations, antidote that eliminates a hero's crisis tokens. Eliminates a hero's crisis tokens. I was reading that as something else. First aid kit that heals a hero, fear toxin that can defeat and scare thugs away, and toxin illusion of death, which keeps the villains from activating their KO effect when Batwoman is KO'd. I believe, again, the rule, she can only have 3 of those at a time. So there's that on top of her gargoyle. Then we got Commissioner Gordon. There's Commissioner Gordon right there, a former Batman himself. Special setup, place Gordon in any location with 1 or more civilians. So there is that. Commissioner Gordon is an unwavering defender of the innocent civilians of Gotham City against the criminals. This support character starts in any location containing civilians, and during their turn, heroes can spend an action to send him to any location besieged by thugs so he can eliminate one of them, no matter how tough they may be. So that would be like if a thug is in a location where the threat is causing like you have to do 2 hits to take out a thug kind of thing. It looks like he can still just walk in there and just take out a thug. Like I said, no matter how tough they may be. If Gordon's location overflows, however, thugs pop up all around him and he is removed from the game. So there is that. There is Jim Gordon's painted figure, and there is the Gotham City expansion that you can add to your game. Once that was revealed, we quickly at 1:23 p.m. So the live stream started at 12, ended at 1. They put out the update and the ability to add it in there, and then we have this update here that's just a question mark. But we've got the question. There's the Gotham City stuff right there. Let's get back down here. When the next stretch goal is unlocked, we will add to every pledge the crowdfunding exclusive question, including his hero figure and 12 hero cards. So it does just say the question on here. So may not get, at least in this version of the game, we may not get the Renee Montoya version of the question. Like I said, they might, with the exception now of Nightwing, they might be well, Nightwing's the same guy as 2 different characters. They might be saving for like a season 2 characters where a second person is taking on the same persona, meaning like if they do a season 2, depending on how the funding goes and what they consider a success or not to do with season 2, then we might have a Kickstarter where, or we have a crowdfunding campaign where they have Renee Montoya question in there. We may have the Azrael version of Batman, that kind of stuff. We might get that might be where we end up getting like Eradicator or Cyborg Superman, that kind of stuff. Not saying those characters aren't going to be in the game. We might still get Nightfall. Who knows? There's a lot of rumors out there about things that may or may not be coming out there, and I'm not going to necessarily talk about them or justify them or anything like that because I haven't seen anything official come out, because that's what we do on these videos. But anyway, so we got the question right here. The question is: a daring detective used to sleuthing his way around any villain through in his investigative skills. He not only reveals the master plan card, but also gains move or heroic action tokens according to the movement on it. He may also inquire other heroes, gaining action tokens according to the previous card in the storyline. Surrounded by binary gas, the question is able to tail the villain, following their every step while avoiding their BAM. So that is pretty cool right there. I like that figure. They did a lot of stuff with the painting without, without him having a face. So there is that. What's next in the master plan? So this at the moment is the last update. We'll check here in a minute the actual total to see where we have. But like father, like daughter, we've got Talia al Ghul as the current stretch goal to get. This artwork here was in the Ra's al Ghul update, and she was one of his henchmen in that. So we'll see how that works right here. She does have a separate rule card because she is going to have actually some interaction with the Ra's al Ghul character. So we'll take a look at that right here. So yeah, the Behead the Demon card right here. So she's going to have, in spite of her past relationship with Batman, Talia al Ghul is ever the more committed to fulfilling her father's vision, executing a plan that will put a lot of pressure on any hero trying to stop her. Most of her master plan cards reveal an agenda she's trying to complete. If the next hero into play is able to perform specific tasks outlined in the agenda on that very same turn, they manage to stop it. Otherwise, that agenda is complete. If Talia is allowed to complete 4 of her agendas, League of Assassins plan is fulfilled. Now, again, she's a villain in this right here. I don't expect her on like Catwoman. I don't expect her necessarily to be like an anti-hero or dual mode character, mainly because of the fact that though she has had like the relationship with Batman and Damian and all that stuff, she still has always been with like the League of Assassins or in some kind of manner against Batman. So I don't necessarily consider her an anti-hero at all. There's probably some people who do, but there's that. Talia strikes from the shadows, stabbing heroes with poison blade that may weaken their attacks against her. Otherwise, she is constantly spreading her thugs around and using them to attack the heroes when there's an overflow. So again, her thugs being the League of Assassins, technically. Half of her threats bring assassin techniques that hinder heroes trying to defeat thugs, rescue civilians, or even move around. The other half brings her deadly henchman. Leviathan accelerates the... Didn't Leviathan... Was it Leviathan that's like the clone of Damian Wayne that Yeah, because the bad ears. I think I didn't read Batman and Robin at the time, or whatever the book was that Damian technically died in during the New 52. Um, which is weird because I read Batman and Robin, but I think that was a different miniseries or something like that where he actually died. I think it was Batman Inc. That's what it was. It was even a miniseries. It was Grant Morrison's Batman Inc. that I think he passed away, and I wasn't reading that. So I believe this is technically Damian Wayne or a clone of him or something like that. I don't know. Comic books. So half for threats with says either half deadly. Leviathan accelerates the master plan, neutralizes heroes' abilities. The heretic can strike anywhere around him and is constantly regenerating, and Nissa al Ghul converts civilians into thugs if there are no heroes to attack. Using the Behead the Demon rules, players can choose to play back-to-back games, fight against Talia al Ghul, and then against her father Ra's al Ghul, with their performance in the first game bringing consequences to the final encounter. Depending on which agendas Talia was allowed to complete, Ra's setup will be a little different, with civilians being discarded or turned into thugs, henchmen gaining extra health, or the destroy evil track starting already in progress. Plus, any hero that was poisoned by Talia's blade loses a card. So there's her painted figure. This whole thing right here is pretty cool, to Behold the Demon, because it's one of the first times I can think of, and I again, it's been a year and a half, so I can't remember everything from Marvel United, but it's the first time. Um, no, it's second time technically. It's the first time that no, it's the first time. It is the first time that we get something where, um, uh, so like Thanos and the whole Infinity Gauntlet. In that one, it was an expansion where you had three other villains. You played them persistently, and then you fought Thanos. I think Horseman of Apocalypse is you fight all four horsemen, and then you have a game against Apocalypse. Um, Phoenix Five or whatever that's called. You fight all five members of the Phoenix one game after the other, but every game with the next one has a smaller dashboard that gets added to, and so that like the last ones are like really powerful. But this is the first time that I can think of where the concept of fighting one villain to go after another villain, and then fighting another villain that gets affected by the first villain, is not in an expansion; it's just in the stretch goals. I might be wrong because I don't think that's not an X-Men anywhere. Definitely wasn't in Marvel United 1. I can't remember if it's in Multiverse or not, but that's pretty cool that they added that mechanic in there. But yeah, that was today. That was unlocked, or that was up at 2:08. So again, within an hour of the with an hour of the expansion coming out, they unlocked the Mongul stretch goal. We announced and got the question stretch goal, and then we're just waiting on this right here. Let's go back to the main page, and we're gonna go ahead and refresh. And no, that did not hit crossover because I believe Talia. I do have to scroll because of the way I'm looking at this. Where is she? Yeah, Talia is at 1240k, and there's an up button. And we're at 1238. So midnight just passed over for me. Day 10 is officially over. So Talia did not make it onto day 10. She will be more than likely by the time we all wake up and by the time this video is out. I'm hoping by the time this video is out that they can get 3,000 more, because I say that because they usually do like $1,000 safety net or whatever you want to call it. I believe afterward before they announce the next one. But yeah, that's kind of upsetting. So anyway, let's go ahead and, as always, since we have finished looking at all the updates, go ahead and see where the campaign is. So you do see where I'm having to scroll now down here. So Talia was the end of day 9 at 1040k. I'm gonna put on here. What is it, the 20th now? So we're gonna put down the 20th that she was unlocked, because if they can't get $2,000 in a day tomorrow, like just then you can say that this campaign has failed. But she's gonna be unlocked tomorrow. All right, I was looking at this and apparently I just blanked completely on how to write how I'm doing all this formatting. So yeah, that because again, I know it looks weird because I have everything offset, but this is unlock date, and this is basically the day of announcement of the character. So I have it. That's why like this is off center from this. So anyway, there's that. So Anyway, so we got Aquaman family that was revealed on day 8, unlocked on the 18th, right there, which is day 9. Mongul announced on day 9, was eventually unlocked on day 10, along with the question. And Talia al Ghul is going on day 11, which is the 20th at this point, because 10 to 20 is 11, because you got to count the first day on there as well. Anyway, that's enough of my stupid math. But anyway, this is where everything looks right here. Again, we are getting a lot of villains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, we are getting a lot of villains right here. I think I said there was like 12 villains already. 9, 10, 11, 12. So we're at the point of we have more than Marvel United 1, especially even if you add in um Corvus Glaive and you add in uh the other two, Kane the Conqueror and the hero Venom. We now have more unlocked stretch goal villains uh, in the game than Marvel United Season 1. So let's go ahead and look at the Marvel United Season 1 list to compare Marvel United Season 1 stretch goals. We are at the same dollar amount. What did I say we were at? We were at 1240 right there. So 1240 was on day 12 when they unlocked Okoe. Right after, let's see, we have Infinity Gauntlet as like the day 1 expansion, Tales of Asgard, Guardians Remix, and Rise of Black Panther. So we technically have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're definitely one expansion more than they had for season 1. But we are again on day 12 of the campaign over here, and we're only on starting now, day 10 over on the other one. So we're like 2 days ahead of Marvel United season 1, right over there. X-Men, where are we at? Day 2, Lady Deathstrike was unlocked on day 2 for the same amount. So we're 8 days behind on the funding for X-Men. Again, they offered season 1 stuff day 1, so that's where a lot of that comes from. But over here on Multiverse at 1240, we'll go with 1250 for Husk right here on day 7. Day 7 is where we are at with Multiverse right here. They had already unlocked the what was it? Galactus was already up here, so that was a big draw right there, especially coming off of the Marvel Zombies Galactus. We've got day 1 of Galactus there. War of Kings was already out, and then the AOA Age of Apocalypse box was also already out. Not Aurora, we got Husk over here. We've got Husk over, or we got I can't talk. We've got the Age of Apocalypse was already out, fueling that goal right there. We also were getting our first taste of equipment, because you got to remember we also got like the classic equipment retail cards, classic equipment promo cards. We had generic equipment, and then we were already now starting to get team decks, which again was Starjammers was the first team deck, and then we also had the retail team decks announcement. So we were already getting team decks in here and everything like that. So there's a lot of interesting things that were fresh and new in Marvel United. But again, retail team decks like that as a I don't know if it was an add-on or like, hey, you're getting this kind of a thing. But it was definitely like something to go with all your season 1 and season 2 stuff. So we're already getting stuff that affected season 1 and season 2 at this point. Again, retail team decks are not going to like make everything like super uber whatever, but yeah, like I said, we're definitely behind funding for Marvel United season 3, but again, just things, season 1 and season 2 affected that one, and also people coming back from the season 1 and season 2. That's the other thing with this. Yes, there are going to be people who got Marvel United season 1, 2, and 3 like me that are looking into this. I enjoy DC stuff as well, so I would probably be looking at this even if I didn't get Marvel's United season 1, 2, and 3. I would feel like I was missing something not having those first 3 expansions. I mean, I'm technically already missing stuff because I don't have any of the promo cards for any of those games in my thing, like the 4 alternate hero decks that they gave out. And I know Comic-Con is coming up soon. They haven't announced anything, but I'm kind of worried that they're going to have promo decks for that. But anyway, there is that. That's neither here nor there. But fresh season one stuff. Like I said, DC is basically having to do everything because it's not really like you're not able to get Marvel United stuff in DC Superheroes United, and it's not like there's like a previous season of stuff that you're adding to that you're able to get to bolster these numbers. It's just what they're offering is what they're offering. So there is that. Kind of wondering what the next box is going to be. They did talk about the wraps and everything like that. I'm kind of wondering if they are going to do an Arkham box as like a new location kind of a thing and not necessarily a team, and that's how they're going to eventually do villain like get the rest of the Batman villains, because other than Black Mask and Ra's al Ghul and now Talia al Ghul, we don't like Ra's al Ghul, yes, is a big Batman villain, but it's not like Riddler or Penguin, like people that like, you know, a lot of people are going to recognize as much. Ra's al Ghul is a cool character. I definitely, his episodes to me as a kid were boring on Batman the Animated Series. So if it was a Ra's episode, I probably didn't watch it, but so there's that. But anyway, that is everything as far as stretch goals, unlocked characters. We are currently, if I did all my math correctly, at 45 heroes now, with adding in the Gotham City stuff. Talia is bringing us to 21 villains so far. Dual mode characters, we have like a whopping 3 characters now. Card packs, not just like team decks or anything like that, but card packs counting like the super villains and the complication cards. We're up to, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 now. And then we are at 4 support characters with Alfred and Commissioner Gordon added into the game. Looking at my pure speculation list that we always look into, everything is marked off. You can see here that my Gotham Knights guess, I almost guessed everything in there. I did guess that they would have a classic Batman in there, since the one that we have is a late New 52 Rebirth style costume. I did, like I said, guess that Cassandra was going to be the Batgirl in the box, but I did also guess that Bane was going to be the villain. And then I know that it's highlighted blue here, but that is more of like, I don't know why I made those blue like that. I think I was trying to say like who was villains and like deceased when I was making some of these things. That's what all the highlighted stuff actually is all the deceased characters that I was guessing. Whereas if they weren't highlighted, they weren't in deceased. But I do have, like I said, the color coding over here on the side, and you can go back on old videos and see. Was me guessing that they would be an anti-hero / dual mode character. So I did guess Red Hood and Catwoman would be that. I did guess that there would be a Batgirl in there, and I did guess Bane as the villain. So I technically was right on this box. I just didn't know about support characters at the time, and I guessed the wrong Batgirl. So there is all of that right there for you. This is going to be the main page again. We're just like $1,000 away from that stretch goal. So there is that. If you have been enjoying this series, and yes, this is me doing the outro, if you have been enjoying this series of DC Superheroes United, please make sure to hit the notification bell so that we are notified as to when the next video in this series is coming out. Comment down below with all the things you were excited about in this game. What do you think the Bat villains are going to show up in? Do you think it's going to be an Arkham box? Do you think they're just going to have them all as stretch goals? Are they going to save a lot of the Bat characters for a potential season 2? And then, how is that going to go in the meantime for that? So let me know about all those thoughts you have down below, and also hit the subscribe button so that way we can continue to grow the channel, and the like button so we know that you enjoyed this video. With all that said, I have been Eric. This has been Rockshire Gaming. We've been reviewing and recapping DC Superheroes United day 9 and 10 coverage, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.